that we here highly resolve these dead shall not have died in vain, that the nation shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom.
The nation shall have a new birth of freedom.
So if you're voting for the other team, it's not because of the economy. It's not because of the economy. You gotta be clear about that. I mean, even the Republicans on the other side don't really know what the guy's talking about. They really don't. They really don't. You ask them, they're all like, I don't know. Then they kind of duck the other way. Am I joking? No. So you can choose a path that divides us with harsh rhetoric and pits working people against each other, all the while pushing policies that will just help folks at the top do even better. But that's not helping working families.
It is official. Billy Bush reportedly fired from the Today Show after NBC executives threw him under the bus in a covert attempt to derail the Trump train.
Well, this morning, Melania Trump speaks out for the very first time since that 2005 videotape was released. I had an opportunity to visit Trump Tower yesterday for the exclusive one-on-one interview.
Excellent.
Melania, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Of course, welcome.
You're married to someone running for President of the United States of America.
Well, it was quite an amazing year and a half. It was a lot of excitement and a lot of drama, and we're just enjoying it. You know, I'm very strong, I'm very confident, and I could handle everything. But what I will not allow people saying lies about me, saying lies about my family, my husband, and I file a lawsuit, and I will fight till the end because I will not allow that.
What lie made you the most upset, and how would you like to set the record straight?
The lie was that I was working as an escort. What is not true, and it's just terrible what's going on out there.
Is that a double standard with the mainstream media?
It is a double standard, and I see that mainstream media, they want to damage my family and my husband's campaign.
There were some reports about your immigration issue and how you got into this country when you started modeling here, your visa. Becoming a U.S. citizen. What are the facts?
The facts are that I always obey the law. I have all the documents.
Among these life, liberty, and the pursuit.
I have very clean past. I would never stay here on the as undocumented.
I think all women in America felt for you and for what you went through, and just all the allegations of these women coming forward. What was your reaction?
I was not surprised in one way, because, as I said before, everything was organized. Why now? Why 3 weeks before the election? And what they're accusing my husband, that is not the person that I know.
What is your message to these women?
That all the allegations should be handled in a court of law.
I said it's too late to apologize. It's too
without the evidence. To accuse somebody, is a man or a woman, it's damaging and it's unfair.
He came out, he apologized immediately on that. I think the tape was released on Friday. He immediately came out and he said, I said it, I was wrong, and I apologize. Those
created with certain unalienable rights among these life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's too late.
Say to women that are watching, women voters, female voters, that haven't been able to get past it.
My husband is kind, he's a gentleman.
They're here illegally, you take them, they have to go back.
We have to show some compassion.
Right.
We just can't throw everybody out.
They have
You're going to split up families.
Chuck,
you're going to deport children.
Chuck, no, we're going to keep the families together. We have to keep the families together.
But you're going to keep them
they have
together
to
out.
go. But they have to go.
How do you throw somebody out that's lived in this country for 20 years?
He cares about people, he cares about women. He's not the man that we heard him on the tape. Many times I gave him an advice and I didn't agree to do all the tapes on Howard Stern with Billy Bush, because I know those people, they hook him on. They try to get from him some inappropriate and dirty language.
I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
Decided to run. Is it true that you were pushing him to do that? And did y'all have a conversation like, okay, some of these things might come out, some pictures, some conversations? How did you handle that as a couple?
We talked about it. His life was open book. A lot of people know about it. My husband, he's raw and he's real. And he tells it as it is.
What do you think about becoming First Lady of the United States if Donald Trump does win? What do you envision?
In 21st century, it's very important now. We see social media. It can be very, very bad. I see negativity that children go through. And it's really sad. And I would focus on that.
What do you think of Hillary Clinton?
I think she's fighting.
To apologize. It's too late.
But I see it's like a Clinton machine behind it, and they are playing politically correct game.
Congressional baseball game, great timeless tradition.
Better like Coors Light.
Green eggs and ham. Can't get over the irony or the fun of like members of Congress playing ball on a field paid for by lobbyists.
Nuclear technologies can provide. I'd have never known that.
So we make a lot of jokes about the congressional baseball game, but there's a reason for it, and that's for raising money for charity. They just gave a check for $300,000 for a charity for children. What position they have you today, Senator?
You know, I'm an outfielder. We'll see where they put me.
The first game as a presidential candidate. Do they treat you any different?
No, I think they treat me worse.
You are the young bucks of the game today because there's a lot of geriatrics here. Thoroughbred. And the Democratic staffers all get drunk on this side and cheer for their bosses. It's so surreal. The racing presidents are running, and they're running straight toward the real president, President Obama. Rand Paul's on deck, and Obama's standing right there. It should be very interesting to see. Paul really squelched an opportunity.
Sounds like his presidential campaign.
How do you trash talk at the congressional baseball game?
You know, like, I bet your bill never got out of committee since last Congress. Call that an amendment? My intern could have written that.
And they are protected very well.
There are a lot of people that want to hear more from you.
Well, it was my decision not to be on the campaign trail. My priority is our son. and I want to be a mother first.
I wanted to ask you about the debate. What is your advice to Donald Trump?
Just to be himself. Keep it calm, cool, focus.
Halfway across the globe and we're standing on
And to talk about issues that American people want to hear about.
That's great advice. You know, that's a real eye-opener, seeing her, because she's such a big part of his life, and the way she looked at the, you know, the various tapes that have popped up and the women who
what I take from it? She wants to win. At first I thought she was like, okay, if you want it, you can have it. I think she, watching that, I go, wow, she really wants to win.
I walked into that apartment thinking I was going to, she wasn't going to be as strong as she is.
Yeah.
She's extremely strong, and I loved her answer. She said, no one tells me what to do. No one tells me where I'm going to be on the campaign trail. I'm a mother first, and that's why I'm not out there.
Right, and that's why she collapsed the jewelry line. She just said, hey, you know what? I'd rather be with my son.
Yeah.
Why did I become a parent if I'm going to be traveling all around?
Very good interview. Hard questions and great answers.
Thank you.
Screaming across the waves, you can't hear the sound.
I'm the only one in the state.
No fair trials, no train, no liberties, no tea. Colonized America, we won't stand for tyranny.
I'm very pro-choice.
And it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Over happiness. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's too late.
Who pays for it? The government's going to pay for it, but we're going to save so much money on the other side.
Halfway across the globe and we're standing